After this video I posted on Instagram, and I got a lot of positive feedback on Instagram, on YouTube, on in my email inbox. I decided to create a complete course, not just only camera animation video tutorial, but a complete course on how to create a top-level Archviz interior using Corona render. So in this course, we'll explore the modeling techniques that we will use to create the whole thing just using photo references, a specific workflow with third-party assets when you import it into 3ds Max, what problems you will see, and how to solve those problems to integrate the assets smoothly within your scene. I will show you some very high-level techniques using ambient occlusion, curvature, bump map, etc. Some techniques to give a high-level realism in your scene, because you see, when you do a 3D rendering using Corona, it already looks good, because Corona, the algorithm of Corona, gives a high level of realism and global illumination. And the 3D visualization looks like, in some parts, it looks like the AI algorithm, where you can gain like 90% accuracy or quality, but for that 95 to 98%, you need to fine tune the AI a lot. And this is the most difficult part in AI engineering. And I tell you this comparison with 3D visualization, but because it's the same problem. You can achieve 90% realism with Corona easily, but to go up to that 95% or 98%, it's very, very difficult, because it's not the one thing, it's a combination of things like materials, lighting, post-processing, camera, composition, displacement. All those things should come together to give that 95, 96% photorealism. And in this course, I'll explain everything to you. We'll also discuss how to use displacement to achieve a better realism within models, because when I was working in the visual effects industry on top level titles like the Book of Boba Fett and Samaritan and stuff like that, I learned from industry professionals that displacement is the one thing that makes a huge difference when it comes to achieving realism. We'll also understand how cameras work, the science behind camera settings in Corona. We'll understand the lighting, how to tone map and balance HDRIs with artificial lights in your scene. We will go into composition, because composition is one of the great things to do to achieve a very high quality render, because you can have a great scene with great materials, with great lighting, but if your composition sucks, you will lose everything. Basically, it is a single most important thing, I guess, in architecture visualization. We'll explore the camera animation, how to use your phone to create a realistic camera animation and integrate it into 3ds Max. So once the animation is done, we'll go to Photoshop to create LUTs, use curves to give a realism and great color grading to your shots. We'll understand how to optimize animation settings, because we all know that Corona is a great render engine, but it takes a lot of time to render a single frame. So how to deal with hundreds of thousands of frames in Corona rendering, what to tweak, how to optimize it. Once it's done, we will go to DaVinci Resolve to post-process our animation. And of course, once you buy the course, I'll also give you access to my Telegram channel, so you can ask me questions like in a direct way, so I can make everything clear for you. And The pricing is 250, but it may go up based on your feedback, because I've seen a lot of like very average level courses priced at 700 or $800. So if you really like the course, the price will go up, I guess, up to like 300 or 350. But for now, it's on a pre-order. It's coming up January 15 or 17. I gotta be honest with you, I'm super busy. I'll try to do everything to deliver on 15th, and you can basically save $100 if you pre-order it now. Over the years, the number one question that I was asked is how much I can charge as a 3D artist in Archviz industry. I started back in 2012, where there were no Archviz industry at all, and I can tell you that if you're a complete beginner, you gotta start with $100 per shot. You can go lower than that. Why? Because even if you're doing a single shot rendering, there are things that needs to be done, like modeling and texturing the scene. So start with 100, but if you are a middle level, you can go up to 300. If you are a pro, you can go up to 1,500. There were some times I did a project with a pricing of $1,600 per shot. But I gotta be honest with you. In Archviz, most of the time that I did some work, it was like and I did the work in the last 4 years. Okay, the main price was $600 to $700 per shot. It's very rare for me to go up to 1,500. It's mostly in the automotive industry or something complex like environment rendering and stuff like that. You gotta also consider your location. Where do you live? How much tax do you pay per income? All those things combined. But if you do the course, if you're a complete beginner, if you do the course, you can start pricing it, I guess, 200 per shot, because I give a very specific details that will upgrade your workflow. If you are a intermediate level, once the course is done, you can go up like 400, 450 per shot, I'm sure. So don't rush for money at first if you are a beginner. Aim for quality. You gotta enjoy the process, because if you can do a creative work while focusing on the money side only. Creative stuff like visualization, 3D, whatever, it requires a certain love for the process. So focus on the process, focus on the mastery, and the money will come, I'm sure. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. Let me know your questions in the comments below, or send me a DM on Instagram. You can find the link to the course in the video description. And that's it. Thank you very much and have a great day.